When you look at all of the videos, all of the pictures of her, she almost looks more psychotic. Like, she does not look pleasant at all. Like, she's the type of person that if you went in for a hug, you could potentially end up getting severely hurt yourself.
Meghan just needs to, someone needs to kill her. Maybe it should be me. And he's just like, okay. That's like what's actually out in the world.
Same people who orchestrated Meghan's dramatic post-royal rebrand.
Also, Woody Harrelson just asked me if I wanted to go in front of him on the red carpet, and I was like, no, that's okay, you go, Mr. Harrelson, I'm fine, thank you.
Stops giving Rachel Zegler just such a hard
Just
time.
young women that can't, what the is she supposed to do? You lot made a bad decision and poured millions and millions of dollars into something that no one gave a about. Don't blame it on a 20-year-old girl. Like, it's just horrible. And also, it's just that it just relies. They know that just by throwing a few little things at her, the internet hates women, hates young women that do well. And so they just like, it's like throwing like
Grenade.
A little bit of like food into the sea of piranhas, and then it's just like, get her. And then that becomes the story. And it's really mean.
The ones accused of spinning headlines, scrubbing backlash, and planting redemption arcs.
She's so brand new in this movie. She's so multidimensional, she's multifaceted, and I think we really added the element of her being
Are now allegedly working to salvage Rachel's spiraling career. And if the rumors are true, they've already begun implementing their plan.
Disney Plus just straight up shelved Snow White. No warning, no explanation, just vanished like it never existed. This is brand panic at its finest.
Even the Vegas bookies are betting on this meltdown. Looks like Evita's financial freefall just turned into the hottest gamble in town.
If you thought the biggest twist in Evita was the plot, think again. Rachel Zegler's backstage drama could be the real showstopper.
Rachel just celebrated her birthday, but she didn't make it a simple thing where she went after her critics, trashing them as bad people. Rachel Zegler was subject to a lot of hate online after it came out she was cast to play the live-action Snow White. That was the second time she faced criticism like that in her life, with the first being from West Side Story, where people criticized her being a Colombian actress playing a Puerto Rican role, and also not Hispanic enough.
Snow White right now. What has that experience been like so far? Oh my gosh, so magical. Not like nothing I could have ever imagined. Working with Mark Webb is such a joy.
It's the most emotional experience that a person can go through, to know that what they're working on is something that has reached a generation.
That's because she's half Colombian and half Polish, and being mixed race, there's going to be some people upset whenever she's cast for a role that's traditionally white or traditionally Hispanic. Rachel Zegler claimed that all the hate she was getting was because people were just upset a Latina actress was playing Snow White. Look at where the hate is coming from. It's not about her being a mixed-race actress playing the role of Snow White, and it's more about her bashing the original story, with one example being calling the prince a creep, one example being Rachel Zegler saying they got rid of the creepy prince from the original movie and instead replaced him with a new character played by Andrew Burnap, then laughed saying, Burnap has a small role and she wouldn't be shocked if he got cut from the movie entirely. There's also her being caught lying, saying she loved the Snow White ride at Disney and watched the movie all the time as a kid, but then in another interview said she didn't either. But that's where the hate comes from. And with that, I'm Charles Prose. Subscribe to learn something, because let's be real, this isn't just a PR cleanup, this is damage control on a royal level, and the timing couldn't be more desperate. Rachel Zegler has spent the last 2 years in the internet's crosshairs, and after a series of viral scandals, public meltdowns, and alleged on-set drama, she's quickly gone from rising star to industry liability. Now, with even her most loyal defenders starting to question her moves, she's reportedly pulling out the nuclear option, bringing in the big guns, who turned Meghan from
just the loveliest. We have the best crew ever. We've only been, working for a short time together now, but it's been a really magical experience.
How does it feel to join this elite group of Disney princesses? Can you believe it?
No, not at all. It's unbelievable. I mean, I look at that girl and I have no idea what I'm looking at. This is a classic film that established the Disney name, and now I'm a part of that legacy to some degree. It's not something I take lightly.
Tabloid villain to media martyr. Okay. I'm not making this video to actually trash on Rachel, though I do want to say that Entertainment Tonight is circulating around that clip as if it's an apology. She's actually in a bad spot because they're doing the writer's strike and she can't talk about the film. She can't really clean up the stuff that she said that people find to be so offensive. I just wanted to add that they were probably coached into saying things like, she's not going to be saved by the prince and it's modern, etc., and she's putting it into her words and Gal Gadot is putting it into her words. But this isn't like a mistake from Disney. They know what's in the film. They read the script, they acted it out, etc. So the things that are coming off so badly to us is, they're a participant, but it's Disney's fault. The thing about Disney is they seem to despise the things that made them a household name, and a lot of their customers who made them what they are, so if you're upset that Disney doesn't seem to understand, or is maybe even revolted by the old Snow White, maybe you're just not their customer base anymore. But here's what makes this move so wild. It's not subtle. The internet noticed almost immediately. Overnight, Zegler's old posts started vanishing. New press photos began circulating with suspiciously staged smiles, and whispers started spreading across X and Reddit. Did Rachel just pull a Meghan 1 viral comment? Even called it the most obvious PR resuscitation attempt of the decade, and that's just the beginning. Exclusive, branding experts warned that Rachel Zegler backlash could ruin Disney's big-budget Snow White remake and predict executives will be having crisis talks in order to win back fans ahead of the 2024 release. Rachel Zegler has been running amok and talking all about this new role that she will be playing as Snow White and how it has been reimagined. It's no longer 1937 and people are pissed, right? Because she's playing this iconic role, and she's talking about how the movie is dated. The cartoon was made 85 years ago. It's extremely dated. It needs to be redone. Snow White is not going to be saved by the prince, and she's in fact going to be a girl boss feminist who don't need no man. She's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be. I don't think Disney anticipated that. It really has a deep and strong emotional place in their childhoods and throughout their lives, and maybe that film from 1937 did not need to be reimagined. Insiders claim this isn't a one-step fix, it's a full-blown playbook, and if you've been watching closely, you'll see the signs. The tear-eyed interviews, the mental health card waiting to.
I don't know if you've seen, it's truly shut down with pictures of our faces on huge billboards like I've never seen.
Be played the pre-scripted victim-coded podcast appearance that paints her as misunderstood, overworked, and conveniently framed. It's all starting to look less like a comeback and more like a cover-up. But the real question isn't whether the PR plan exists, it's whether it'll actually work. Because
that girl still has a fan base, she still has dedicated supporters, and she probably will still be booked after this because guess what? She's actually talented. It doesn't matter if you think the movie is bad or the movie's too woke or whatever the fuck. It literally doesn't matter. She's still getting paid. But what are you doing? Crashing out in her comment section. You just look silly. She's not going to respond to you guys. She's not going to address the backlash because she doesn't care. It literally doesn't matter. Do you really expect her to ruin the rollout of her own movie? Why would she disparage the movie that she's literally in, that she literally is starring in? Just give it up. And there's grown-ass people in her comment section as well, not even the young people, teenagers, grown-ass men, people with families and shit. You need to find something better to do with your time. Please get a job, please get employed, go and collect your checks like she is.
If the Meghan Markle saga taught us anything, it's this. Once the internet decides it doesn't like you, even the slickest PR in the world might not be enough. So here are 5 reasons why everyone seems to hate Rachel Zegler, because she was seen as unbecoming for getting the leading role in Snow White, only to often voice how much she hates the original. I was scared of the original cartoon. I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again. Second, people said she came across as arrogant when she was asked on the red carpet for Shazam, a Marvel film, why she wanted to be a part of the Marvel universe so bad.
She just needed a job. What made you want to step into this world of DC heroes? I needed a job.
Third, people say she seems very self-serving with this cropped, very viral video.
I'm gonna stand there 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess.
I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed.
I've seen people criticize her for starring alongside Ansel Elgort in West Side Story and seemingly standing by him during all the absolutely awful allegations that were going on and not condemning that behavior. Fifth, is it just misogyny? Some people say that Hollywood has just continued its tradition of hating on a new young actress. She has a whole hating fan base, similar to the hate for Anne Hathaway.
She's actually in a bad spot because they're doing the writer's strike and she can't talk about the film. She can't really clean up the stuff that she said that people find to be so offensive. I just wanted to add that they were probably coached into saying things like she's not going to be saved by the prince and this is modern, etc. And she's putting it into her words, and Gal Gadot is putting it to her words. But this isn't like a mistake from Disney. They know what's in the film, they read the script, they acted it out, etc. So the things that are coming off so badly to us they're a participant, but it's Disney's fault. The thing about Disney is they seem to despise the things that made them a household name and a lot of their customers who made them what they are. So if you're upset that Disney doesn't seem to understand or is maybe even revolted by the old Snow White, maybe you're just not their customer base anymore.
So why did Rachel Zegler go down this road? What's actually in the leaked strategy, and how has the public responded now that they know what's happening behind the scenes? Because this isn't just a redemption attempt, it's a high-stakes gamble to rewrite a crumbling fairy tale, and what comes next could either save her image or finish what the backlash started. Get woke, go broke. The Snow White remake was doomed long before it even hit the theaters, and now that it's finally here, we can finally give our assessment of it. One of the reasons why Rachel Zegler sticks around is she's got a beautiful voice and she has some talent. So I think that certainly helps her because she's a PR nightmare. I don't know how anyone would hire her. Yeah, it's not a train wreck, it's an abomination. It's the kind of movie that was so bad that it brought audiences and critics together, and most of them were unified under the banner of hating it. It's all Rachel. Rachel Zegler and her behavior. It was comment after comment, and it was pissing off everybody, pissing off old Disney fans, pissing off new Disney fans, pissing off Trump supporters, pissing off all of America, and it became such a disaster that they had to shut her up, which was the smartest move they made. The onus is all on her and Disney's reaction to it. Quite frankly, if she had said nothing, her movie would have done a lot
Rachel
better.
Zegler's backstage meltdown didn't just tank her reputation. Disney Plus pulled the entire Snow White release. That's next level damage.
Nothing to do with her being a woman. It's about the fact that she went full SJW, turning Snow White into some kind of revolutionary figure fighting against oppression. If there's one thing Meghan Markle proved, it's that you can be one of the most criticized women on the planet and still control the narrative if your PR is ruthless enough. The firm Rachel Zegler allegedly brought on isn't just some polished Hollywood agency, it's the same war-hardened crisis control squad that helped rebrand Meghan after she and Prince Harry broke away from the royal family. The same team that took relentless tabloid attacks, crumbling public trust and royal fallout, and spun it into a multi-million-dollar media empire with documentaries, memoirs, and Oprah moments. This isn't about smoothing over a bad interview. This team is known for manufacturing sympathy, crafting story arcs, and, more controversially, shifting blame. One PR insider once said, "Their strategy is simple: turn every hit into a rescue mission." That's the energy Rachel is tapping into, and it's already starting to show. Her sudden reappearance on carefully chosen platforms, her silence while the drama brews online, the subtle narrative pivot from spoiled diva to overwhelmed young star under pressure, it's all textbook. But here's the problem. When Meghan used these tactics, the world was already deeply divided. Half of her audience wanted to believe her, Rachel. She doesn't have that safety net. Her support has eroded with each scandal, and the ones still watching are doing it out of fascination, not fandom. That's a huge difference. Meghan's team was able to use mystery and victimhood to their advantage, dropping just enough breadcrumbs to keep people guessing, but Rachel's playbook is leaking before the act even starts. What makes this connection so dangerous isn't just the optics, it's what it says about Rachel's current state of mind. Instead of repairing relationships or addressing criticism head-on, she's allegedly choosing to adopt Meghan's exact strategy: deny, deflect, and distract. And while it worked for a time, for a former royal dealing with a century-old institution, applying that same strategy to a Hollywood actress known more for backlash than box office hits, that's risky, extremely risky. The internet isn't as forgiving as it used to be, and unlike Meghan, Rachel doesn't have a royal exit or a global full state.